So I hope variables are clear to you. Now we will variables and constants. So these are the fundamentals of JavaScript. I hope they're clear to you. Now in this part, we will be seeing data types in JavaScript. So data types. So what are meant by data types? So a data type is something which tells which helps the computer storage to store variables during storage of variables. So whenever we are storing some variables, we need to allocate some memory to those variables, right? So data types helps us to allocate the memory to variables, like 2 bytes for integers, 4 bytes for float, 8 bytes for long, and all those stuff. So data types play a crucial role in any programming language. Now we will be seeing what are the data types that are available in JavaScript. So there are basically two types of data types in JavaScript. So the first one is primitive, and the second one is reference, or you can say derived. As we studied earlier, there are two types of variables. So reference type, primitive types, and reference types. So what are primitive types? So there are five types of primitive data types. Five types of primitive data types in JavaScript. So the first one is number. The second one is string. Sorry. Third one is Boolean. Fourth one is undefined. Fifth one is null. So these are the five types of primitive data types that are available in JavaScript. So now let's see one by one. By the way, to create comments, we need to use double slash for single line comments and stars slash star star slash for multi-line comments. So numbers. So number data type. So number data type are something integers, floats, and all the stuff will be coming. Let us take an example. Let a equals 10. So now what I will do is I will print its data type. So console.log type of a. So type of is a function, is a keyword that will return the type of variable. So as you can see, it returned a number. Cool. So this is an integer, right? Now let me take floating value. So still it says number. So all integers, floats, and all the stuff will be in number data type. So that's all about number data type. Now let's see strings. So string data type is something it is used to store characters and all the stuff. It will be enclosed in double quotes or single quotes. So let a, this is a string. Now let's do the same thing that we did earlier. Console.log type of a. Sorry, type of a. So as you can see, it returned string. So that's it, guys. So whatever that you enclose between double quotes will be considered as a string. So for example, if you give it a number inside it, it is still treated as a string value because it is enclosed inside double quotes. So there are many functions for strings which will be discussed later. So the third primitive data type that we need to discuss is Boolean. So Boolean, as you may know, Boolean is nothing but it consists of two values, either true or false. So let's do this. Let a equals true. So that's it. Console dot log a. Let's see what will happen. As you can see, oh sorry, I need to type of a. As you can see, it returned Boolean. So let's change it to false. So still it is considering it as Boolean. So Boolean means either true or false. Now you may think in some languages 0 is treated as false, other than 0 is treated as true, right? So I will try like this. So guess your assumption in the chat box, comment box. Now let's see what will be the answer. So it is treating it as a number. So that's obvious. Only true and false are considered as Boolean in JavaScript. That's just something that you need to remember. So that's it about Boolean. The fourth primitive data type is undefined. So what is meant by undefined? So undefined means something which is not defined. So to create an undefined data type, we need to assign it a value of undefined. That's it. So to create a variable of undefined data type, we need to assign that variable to undefined. So remember, without quotes, if you keep quotes, it will be considered as a string. Console.log a. Let's see what will be the answer. So as you can see, the data type is undefined. So by default, every data type is considered undefined. So if you do something like this, so I have created a variable without initializing the value. Now let's see what will be the output. So as you can see, it's undefined. So if you create a variable without initializing its value, it will be by default considered as undefined data type. Cool. Now let's see the final primitive data type, that is null. So to assign a null, we need to assign the variable to null. So let a equals null console.log type of a, right? Sorry. Now let's see what will be the data. So here, as you can see, the data type of null is an object, right? So the data type of null is object. So what is meant by object? We will discuss it in the next part.